Just want what you can't have, eh? Or apparently what he can have, because he just totally took a slice of my pizza. Anyhow, we are in the game.
I mean, winning this and getting a slice of that 10 grand first place prize would be pretty sweet. Whoever loses still gets $5,500. So you're doing better than most monthly finals for online tournaments, which is where most of the games in this in this season of Fragbite Masters were played.
What a nifty situation for GunGFuBanda to be in. He's in his first major final here, guaranteed $5,000 minimal, and he's up against MMA, who came second at BlizzCon, one of the greatest tournaments of the year, if not the biggest tournament of the year.
If we're being honest with ourselves, GunGFuBanda totally shouldn't be able to win this, but this is one of those scenarios where if you are GunGFuBanda, you're gonna, if you had any weird builds in your pocket, you're gonna break them out here. And look at where this probe is going. I almost want to see him just like build a proxy robo facility, but I know only in a magical world things like that
He's just gone a funny way around just to avoid the SV. So
that's actually quite cheeky.
This is already a nifty opening for GunGFuBanda. So
if he could delay this command center, that's actually really nice. His mothership core is on the way to deflect the Reaper back home. And yeah, that SCV, he's going to engage in fisticuffs, but he's already taken a lot of damage, so he's forced to bring another worker down. 2 workers actually coming down. That Reaper, though, has not picked off any probes just yet. He opened up Zeus, man. He's going to go for that kill. He's so close. Okay, not quite there.
Wow. I mean, already a very annoying start for MMA. He's had his CC delayed quite a bit.
Yeah, man. Oh, that SCV.
And look at all this mining time that's lost from these SCVs.
He's got his knife. He's going. I'm really excited about this. I don't know, man. This was really like the most hype thing for me today.
This excites you? You're a funny man, Nathan.
When the workers battle at the start of the game.
But realistically, that was really cool by GunGFuBanda. So if you look on the minimap where that probe went, it went directly to the left side of the map. And yeah, he kind of relied on, hey, if you're going for a Reaper opening here, I bypass it entirely. The Reaper's halfway in the map. If you run back, it doesn't really scout me, and I get to see that you went to Reaper. But what a nice little move by GunGFuBanda. Yes, he lost his probe, but you got to see everything that was going off. Even there, running into the main base, got to see that, hey, you've got a few barracks down here. This isn't factory play. I can just play totally standard and not worry for quite some time. So that probe did quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely accomplished something. So what exactly does GunGFuBanda do? Is he's getting a robo facility? Is he just going to try to play a totally normal straight-up game?
Does GunGFuBanda do that? The answer is yes. Yes, he does. But he kind of takes shortcuts where a lot of Protosses don't. So we've seen him be very exceptionally aggressive. We've also seen him take really, really greedy thirds here. This Reaper does get in, does get to see that Robo. So MMA, upon seeing that, he's probably going to realize that, hey, you're not against a Stargate or what have you, because that's a pretty early Robo. Yeah. Immortals?
Oh.
Do you think he's going to go?
Maybe this is where he makes things a little bit cheeky to Muslim.
Oh, he's killing those rocks because he doesn't want those to be attacked again.
We've seen him almost lose games because of that.
We have seen him lose games because of that.
Yeah.
When a Marauder ran to the top of a ramp, killed a sentry.
Yes. Yeah, that was he did.
And that was against MMA
on
this map, actually. So
don't want that to happen again.
Okay, was there actually a Robo facility added?
No, he didn't build a Robo Bay.
Robo Bay. Okay, no Robo Bay. So, man, what a weird build. Here, he's slightly supply blocked, but that will be
a... 1 Immortal. 2 Immortals. Dun, 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 dun. Is he just going to do a big gateway push?
I think he's just going to do a big gateway Immortal bust, yeah. I mean...
That's not a very popular build these days, but we've seen it broken out occasionally.
It's kind of nice on this map, given that there isn't a ramp into the natural.
Yeah.
So, like, invading this base, if your opponent has no bunkers...
It's easy to force field the main off, too, right?
It certainly is. Here, MMA is kind of just scouting around the map with Marines. Multiple gateways being added, sentries being thrown in the mix too.
Yeah, I think you called it, man. We're gonna have a nice little Immortal sentry play, and it's not the most common way to try to kill a Terran early on, but that could be precisely why GunGFuBanda is going for this build. If he catches MMA off guard, this could be that time where everybody at the analyst desk gets to look silly again, making these calls that he doesn't pull a map out.
So much gas GunGFuBanda has. I mean, 500 gas, not yet utilizing it.
That's a lot. He has a 3rd Immortal on the way back home as well.
Oh, these Marines.
He starts to see this. Does he actually have a bunker up front? I don't think he does.
I don't believe he does. No bunker up front.
He's just about to start medevac production, so he needs to basically kill him, like, now.
Okay, so now he's using this...
no.
Oh,
that's bad.
My lord. This is terrible.
He actually catches a ton of the forces of MMA here, forces out a stim. Some of them do get away, but even the Marauder kill is quite nice. Pylons finishing up. We can see the queued pylon getting ready to set up another one here. And MMA is trying to spread these forces out because he recognizes that the force fields are quite important. He's actually already pulling the SCVs to try to fight against this. Time warps the SCVs. And yeah, he's just going to move in on this. He has enough force fields to block away units from coming in from all sides. And so far, he's doing a decent job. Okay, he slips in on the left.
Oh, that time warp. What a sick time warp. But MMA, he's kind of cleaning this up rather easily, actually. I mean, warp in.
He needed to force field off that entire left army. The fact that it was able to shoot it all was a really, really big boon to his defense. And now he has 2 bunkers done. And suddenly this attack that seemed like it had a bit of promise after catching those forces.
It doesn't look like GunGFuBanda's managed his resources very well, because with an all-in like this, he's thrown down, what, is this his 7th gateway here? And he still can't spend his money properly? I mean, MMA looks like he's geared up to defend this very easily.
Well,
but
with Medivacs and Stim, that's really all you need against this type of army.
Like, we're counting GunGFuBanda kind of out of this, but this is 3 Immortals and a lot of sentries here. If he can get a nice little fight, which is very possible with that amount of force fields, they're so low energy, though.
And more Stalkers coming up, and here we go. Okay, he's going to try to force field to prevent the repair. The Immortals, as you said, lay waste to these bunkers quite easily. Tries to pick up some of the units and move them behind the bunkers now. And can he actually do this? He needs a good Guardian Shield, and he needs to parse this army very nicely with force fields if he wants to have a chance.
GunGFuBanda, still quite a bit of money can be spent, but with 4 Immortals here, and MMA loaded up a drop.
Yeah, he's actually moving his forces to the left side. He's trying to just swallow this army whole. Okay, SCV's getting pulled. Force fields those away. There's the big Stim. He's coming in from behind those force fields. He needs to block this army, but it still gets on top of him.
Yeah, MMA, though, great flank with that second army that moved out and about.
That flank went about as perfectly as he needed it to, and even though he killed a bunch of SCVs, 20 total, this bio army just going to completely roll over everything GunGFuBanda has.
Great focus fire by MMA, taking out all those Immortals, and here the supplies, relatively even, but MMA, that's mainly an army here. He lost so many probes at that natural.
Yeah. This is a very powerful army. Like, even supply bio with Medivacs and Stim just absolutely shreks gateway forces.
Especially when you have no splash. I mean,
yep.
He has no Colossi tech to rely on. Mothership core, no energy with Photon Overcharge. Trying to warp in units on the other side of the map to delay his opponent and kind of harass his economy, I guess. But
it's nice, but it's not going to win in this game, I don't think.
No, and I mean, even the rally from MMA is enough to clean that up. And MMA on the other side of the map, posturing to attack here. What an army he has, and what a hold by MMA.
Yeah, no Photon Overcharge is available, so he just fights the army head-to-head. The force fields aren't the worst, but there's just not enough to actually kill the units that he pulled in.
Oh, and folks firing that Immortal. Again, those Immortals, everything dying here for GunGFuBanda, getting absolutely slaughtered here. And on the other side of the map, his push got cleaned up too, his counter zealots, and GG is called. MMA takes a 2-0 lead in this game, and MMA just looking cool as a cucumber as always.
Yeah, I think big thing to keep in mind, like the number one thing that I noticed with that push was catching the first couple of Marines and Marauders at the Watchtower was actually really, really nice. And for GunGFuBanda, that's one of those things that can set you up to win a game. Like, you, as a Terran player, you have that set up, your bunkers aren't ready yet, you're like, oh my god, like I actually just lost a good, 4 or 5 supply for free, and we're still early enough in the game that 4 or 5 supply is actually a pretty big deal. But keeping his forces to the left side, he never allowed his whole army to be funneled through one choke point. And when he came in on the left, like, yeah, GunGFuBanda placed that time warp there, but the bio army still actually got to fire at his Immortal to see if he can bring things back. Of course, our player that's up 2-0 now in the northwest position, the red Terran player from Team Acer, he is MMA. And as you said, he's 2-0. He started with a 1-0 lead because he did come from the winner's bracket of our final top 4. His opponent in the northeast, the orange Protoss, he is GunGFuBanda.
GunGFuBanda opening up the series quite crazily with that Immortal push. And one thing that kind of sits with me a bit badly is when you do a build like that, it really has to be as crisp as possible. And he had so many resources that he just wasn't utilizing as good as he should. And if you are going for an Immortal bus with a lot of sentries, I feel that you need to plan it so much better. Like, get your sentries out way earlier so they have more energy and such, because those are the things that really define those pushes, is how you use your force fields. And even though he had a good 8 sentries, they were newly warped in sentries with a force field each. In some of those fights, he also didn't have enough energy for Guardian Shield even. So I just feel it was kind of like GunGFuBanda just rushed it out and didn't execute it quite as well as he should have.
So what does he do this game? Like, is he going to go for something like a really fast Nexus? Well, no, he does have a gateway opening at least, but sometimes, like I think about those on maps like this, you try to get a fast expand and then just ricochet off into a big gateway push, even without any tech. But I'm I'm really, really not sure what to expect. Like, I honestly don't know, because MMA seems he's really, really solid.
This is the map that we've seen GunGFuBanda have quite some success on. Like, against MMA, this is the map that he got closest to defeating him. He beat Happy on this map too with cool, something a bit peculiar by GunGFuBanda, which is having 3 probes on each gas. And here, not even having enough minerals to produce a probe at that point in time, so really trying to rush out his tech. And fortunately enough for him, this SCV is scouting the wrong way. Yep.
At the very least, he won't be able to get a quick read. The Reaper should still head over there, but it's not... Yeah, it's not going to be like the worst thing that could have happened. GunGFuBanda won't get that quite fast scout either himself. What does he do when this cybernetics core is done, though? Like, I feel like it's become like, what exactly does he go for? Because playing standard just isn't going to work.
I mean, he's got this pylon over here, so he's going to... Oh, Stargate.
Stargate, okay.
Stargate opening on Nimbus. It's decent. But this Reaper, it's making its way over to his base very, very shortly. And, oh, this feels reminiscent of another game we saw between these two guys where Reaper came to the base and there was nothing to defend it. And
yeah. And he just killed a bunch of probes. And guess what he's going to try to do again? Kill a bunch of probes.
Oh, so one probe taking quite a few hits. Another probe taking a few hits. If he...
The hug of death. He misses.
Oh, he missed the hug of death. And now 2 probes dead. And look at all this lost mining time.
Barry Sanders?
Oh,
okay.
Does get killed, but I feel that was still a really good trade for MMA.
Yeah, I mean, he got the only thing he didn't really get was the Stargate scout, right?
I mean, he got to see that it was only 1 pylon in that base.
That should be.
He got to see it was 3 probes on each gas. So he knows something's going to happen.
Look at you using your logic to explain why Terran would know that something weird is happening. Only 1 pylon. Yeah, that's a big giveaway, though.
It is. I mean, it's in that situation as well. Being that there was no mothership core and it's a stalker out instead, it means you want to savor that 50 gas for something else.
And he's going to proxy a
gateway.
Yay. Okay, I guess he's going to put another one there.
Wait.
Cheeky. He's gonna
look at this star sense.
He's going to be like, you what? Why are you building 2 gateways over here?
How does MMA do this?
He's scouted this map. This map in particular, he scouted quite diligently. Actually, didn't Bunny also scout like this map really, really hard? Because this seems to be like the map GunGFuBanda hides stuff on.
Okay, so he is kind of scouting. He's looking around.
He's looking around. He's
but
gonna find
he's got an Oracle in his base.
Yeah, he's got bigger things to worry about right now, and he's actually losing his Marines. He's gonna see this gate. This Oracle's actually doing quite a bit of damage.
He killed quite a few Marines here. Now he's killing quite a few SCVs as well. So this Oracle got in there, did quite a bit of damage. 6 SCVs dead.
I'm loving it, man. He's doing really well with this. But can this 4 gateway push finish him?
Wait, if you're MMA, do you think this is like the blink play that he did against Bunny?
Oh, I'm actually proxy.
What?
Oh, he canceled the proxy gate, but he still has 2 of them.
Oh man, GunGFuBanda's playing crazy.
I think GunGFuBanda's been like, I actually did so much more damage than I thought I was going to do that I don't think I'm actually in a position where I need to all in you off
Well,
one
he
base.
also got scouted.
That is also true.
And look at MMA. He's putting up bunkers at the front here, so he's totally thinking, oh man, this guy's gonna proxy gateways. And the amount of damage that he's getting done with these oracles, it's insane, actually.
Yeah, this is actually not bad at all. Another 4 workers picked off. He hasn't been producing a crazy amount of probes, so he's not like crazy far ahead. The mules are still gonna kind of keep MMA in this, but still, every little bit that he can get here is nice. Going to force out the missile turret as well, denying that forward SCV scout. And seeing sentries should tell him, like...
Oh, Oracle back in the mineral line here. And
jeez. GunGFuBanda is going ham.
Oh, does lose the Oracle. But, you know, when you've killed a good 10 SCVs or so, in fact, 16 workers killed throughout this game so far, I'd say that's a good trade. You know, 16 SCVs for an Oracle.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Don't want to lose this Oracle, though.
I mean... Yeah, that was ambitious.
Yeah, he had big dreams, but
you know, couldn't follow them up.
Oh man!
Like he saw that number was 5 Marines there, and he tried to go for it because 1 Oracle, you need 6 Marines to deal with it.
An Oracle beats 5 Marines, but then there's like a bunch of other ones closing in on you very quickly.
Yeah, he got outnumbered pretty quickly.
Yeah, those weren't the only Marines that MMA had. So Twilight Council, +1 attack, and opening up with attack upgrades. Again, we've seen this a handful of times.
One thing that I really liked by GunGFuBanda this game was, upon realizing, like, hey, I've been scouted here, I can't do my all-in, he walked in a few sentries, and those sentries, well, the earlier you build them, the more energy they'll have later on, so that's really, really cool. So if he does plan on doing an all-in, those 4 sentries are pretty much they'll be the equivalent of having like 16 sentries, like fresh sentries warped in. So I really love that he's done that. He's going to be very safe for a while. Another Oracle joining the fray. I'm not sure I like that when your opponent's already kind of got turrets up and such. But
yeah, let's not forget that MMA's army, if it managed to squeeze up this ramp, would actually just win the game right now. GunGFuBanda needs to force field. Okay, not bad. Pinches off a couple units, and that Marauder and another Marine actually stuck down there. That's actually quite good. Actually, really good trade there.
Yeah, good 5 or 6 units, and GunGFuBanda takes a nice. Does he have a mothership core out?
I don't. Wait.
Because
no,
because Photon Overcharge would be rather nifty in this kind of situation.
That's kind of the reason why that unit exists. He's gonna come down the ramp. Okay,
good
even against
fields.
Stim, the force fields are still pretty good though.
Yeah, MMA only stimmed a small section of his army, by the way. Only the these are force fields.
That's actually really nice. MMA not even fighting with these units, just getting completely caught off guard. GG's, and
on the other side of the map, we had SCVs dying as well from that Oracle.
That Oracle. GunGFuBanda takes a map off MMA.
And he did it with let's talk about what happened. So the Reaper came in, kind of scouted, saw what was happening.
But he didn't see the Stargate.
No, he didn't. And then MMA took quite a bit of damage from those Oracles. Then it was like, okay, I'm scouting these extra 3 gates being made on the map. And GunGFuBanda got to see that happening. And he's like, no, I'm going to make a Nexus. So lots of things went wrong for both those guys there. And MMA just kind of, this is the first time I've seen him kind of look a bit sad.
And he's like, oh my goodness.
Like, he lost to some proper cheese just then.
Yeah, that was...
Like, you kill 2 Oracles that have killed a good 16 workers. It's like...
Yeah, but
at least the right side of King Sejong, spawning as our orange Protoss, we have GunGFuBanda. Man, to beat a finalist at BlizzCon, you lose 2 probes into Stargate, into get all your tech scouted, into cancelling your 4th gateway into Nexus.
Into expanding after you've proxied all your production, and then just kill your opponent.
And then you kill a BlizzCon finalist.
Then you just kill him, yeah, exactly.
I mean,
it's easy, man.
Oh, Nathan, he's taking a page out of your book here. No longer is he going to be damned to all this Protoss foolery.
Madness.
Yeah, he's going to put the pressure on his opponent.
Now, I mean, as much as I love gas first builds, I think MMA is probably more likely to do his...
reactor?
Yeah, his fast reactor build. I would actually really love to see that, because I'm not... Well...
Good with it?
No.
Didn't want to say that, huh?
Well, I can always count on you for the hard realities of life, Ben.
I'm sorry, man. Like, when your idol gives it to you straight?
It
must be pretty tough.
Thanks. So he's still going to proxy something, it looks like. That probe. He's in a cheeky position. Or is he... Oh, no. Okay.
This looks like the Stargate proxy.
Ooh. This is actually close enough to be the Rotterdam Stargate proxy.
Oh, man.
How sick would it be if he proxy Tempested him?
I think Rotterdam would cheer, but...
It's like 5 a.m. and it's like, gets a text like, Kev, hashtag Roddy build, immediately gets up, mind blown, Tempest everywhere.
Man, this...
A man can dream, but MMA won't scout this because how on earth would you think to check there, especially when gas first builds normally don't let you scout?
Okay, so GunGFuBanda...
He didn't get the fast reactor, by the way. He could get it after this Marine, but even then
this
it's
is more
still much
Nathan
later.
style.
Yeah, he's doing a Nathanius build.
If you've had the fortune of playing against Nathanius on the European ladder as of recent weeks, he's definitely slayed a few Protosses with this.
I brought that mine drop freedom, man. Semler's been doing a lot of streaming, dropping freedom bombs.
Freedom bombs.
That's how we work. That's what the Widow Mine is.
Upon seeing this, though, and you get to see that, hey, he's going for a Stalker and not a Mothership Core, for any Terran out there, you say to yourself, okay, like, if you get a Mothership Core, it's very unlikely they're getting the Stargate because the gas just doesn't really add up. It's a much pricier gas unit, and the Stargate's 150 gas. So I feel that he's kind of given everything away, even though MMA hasn't seen the Stargate yet.
Yeah, well, there's 2 ways that this happens. And the bad way is that Oracle flies into his base, and there's a Widow Mine parked in the mineral line, and he just loses it, and then it's pretty much game over.
Pretty much.
Yeah. The other way is that drop loads up before the Oracle comes in, he leaves his base and has nothing to defend and then just dies.
This is always an awkward spot for a Terran to be in, though. When you've gone for this gas first and you get a really delayed Expo and such. I mean, he's also gone for his second gas before an Expo.
Now that is unusual.
Like, what's he going to do with that, do you think?
I have to imagine that he wants to just keep building Widow Mines and Medevacs, but I'm mostly interested if he's going to try to do some sort of tank follow-up. I don't know.
I'm very curious. And, you know, he's filled it up. He's filled it entirely up. So there's going to be some Tech Lab add-ons pretty soon. But on what and why?
Well, let's see, because this Oracle could just die. If he gets the Marines, though, that's ideally you want to try to pick off the Marines.
That Widow Mine is in such a good spot. Boom!
And that's why you do that build.
You know, I've seen people hide it behind the refinery, but never behind the CC like that.
Oh, I always hide it behind the CC.
You're just ahead of the game, man.
Right behind that satellite, man.
You're just ahead of the game. But yeah, GunGFuBanda just didn't get to see it because of the position that MMA put it in. So what a smart little position there.
Yeah.
And 3 gateways and Blink going down. Ooh.
Well, this, you know, yeah, that's also a pretty good question.
I mean,
6 Marines in a mine could actually kill all of this pretty easily.
Warp Gate's not yet. Okay, Warp Gate just done.
So he has to warp everything in here, which does slow things down. He also has no detection, just to build an Oracle to bring back, just to clear this mine out.
Oh man, this is...
Which is less than ideal.
Ooh, okay, that Widow Mine, I thought... I was getting ready for a big blow-up then, but no Mothership Core out in the field. Oh, and a Widow Mine planted in the base of his opponent. He's not mining throughout all of this. This is great for MMA.
Yeah, I really like how MMA's been like targeting down the individual probes that have been being sent to bait that Widow Mine shot. He's like, no, you're not gonna get it that easy.
Oh man, does also get a Stalker there too.
This
Widow Mine.
Yeah, man.
He wants great things to happen. The Oracle does join the fray though here, granting a detection on that Widow Mine, but MMA just gets out of there. Just going to fly behind the base too.
And he's building a tank, so he's getting a lockdown defense that will also be useful against the Blink Stalker pressure that GunGFuBanda, well, pressure that he is looking to do.
So, like, this is kind of a really unfortunate situation for GunGFuBanda because this Oracle can't be used for aggression anymore because it's the only vision that he has, the only detection
it's his only detection. He has no other way of clearing out a Widow Mine.
And MMA's just kind of going to wait for it to run out of its spell, I'd imagine. Oh, nope.
Tucking it behind there, he blinks up, and oh! That's 4 kills and clearing the shields off the Stalkers, which allows the Marines to almost kill them off.
Now he's seen Blink too. So it's kind of given everything away here.
And now he's like, well, I guess you can't blink those probes away.
Gets
he
a
just
Stalker.
picks up.
Oh, man.
He's actually pushed all the Stalkers away. He's like, yeah, I can kill probes again.
Oh, man.
And he even gets one.
Oh, 25 supply against the 56.
And there's already 2 siege tanks out.
Don't look for GunGFuBanda.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit hashtag dicey, Ben.
You know when your first Oracle flies in and gets an SCV kill then dies? It's never a good situation, but when the Terran then just flies over to your base and kind of stops you from mining for a good minute and gets to scout everything you're doing, kills a couple of Stalkers and lots of probes, it's not a nice place to be. And,
no.
You know, we have a Raven coming out. We have...
GunGFuBanda is actually proxying all of his tech across the map so that he can also use it to spot drops in case this game goes on for an hour.
Out, you know,
well, there's already a Raven halfway done, so yeah.
Yeah, this don't look too fresh for our German Protoss here. But here...
Yeah.
Oh, flies in.
Widow Mine.
Where is it?
Okay. It's tucked under the SCVs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice little spots for his Widow Mine.
Yeah, I'd like to put him in between the 3 mineral patches. Makes him much more difficult to see.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, us mine droppers, we have a club, you know. I'm working on the jackets.
You're such an idiot.
Thanks, Ben.
But anyhow, so MMA's army here, it's a really solid army for holding off aggression. He's got the Raven out and about, so if DTs do happen to join the fray, it's... yeah, and against Stalkers, he has PDDs. If he wants to put down auto turrets too, they're pretty great.
Oh!
Boom. Oh, man.
I love Widow Mines.
Widow Mines are pretty solid.
Yeah.
Now he gets to see where that Raven goes and gets to avoid it at all costs, though.
Well, so now he knows, like, okay, I can't just get through your base because you have detection.
I wonder if MMA realizes that he's a good 50 supply ahead at this point in time. Probably not.
Yeah, well, to be fair, didn't Happy lose from this position before?
I think, yeah, we saw Happy lose. In fact, no, Happy beat Lilbo in this kind of situation.
Oh, yeah, Lilbo threw... Oh, so it's the reverse. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm a little more concerned for GunGFuBanda.
I mean... Yeah, like he gets to see that Raven, so it's like, okay, I can't walk a DT into that.
No, that's a bad idea.
And an engineering base going up. Maybe we'll start making some turrets in his bases. Given that, hey, he did lose the first game, or rather, he lost a game on Nimbus where he just didn't make a turret in his main and lost a lot to a Oracle, so... and there's a Stargate on the field. Oh.
Yep. Maybe DT will spot this drop? Okay, he's got that going for him, which is nice, I suppose.
Yeah, that's nice. Ooh.
The Stalkers actually might be able to catch it. This would be nicer.
This would be very, very nice. But
Talk about a weird way to find out your opponent has a Dark Shrine, though. Oh!
Wow. Okay, so he sees the Dark Shrine. Oh, gosh. Did he actually see it, though? Like, no turrets have been made yet.
He saw the Dark Shrine.
But, I mean, like, he saw it, but did he see it?
It's too deep.
Like,
5-me.
Like, he's moving out with his Raven and such, but there's no turrets being made in his base.
No. Okay, well, DTs are actually going to run it. He drops the mules! No! No!
You said he saw it, Nathanius, and I told you he did not see that. He totally saw it.
You what, Ben? You what? Oh, goodness.
I tell you what, I thought that was almost game ending, but, you know, MMA still got 110 supply against 55. Yeah. So, I mean, he comes back home, he's going to clear this up.
DTs are cool, but they do have to actually kill everything to win the game.
Yeah. Okay, puts the tanks down. Oh, is he going to cancel Stim here, too?
That would be nice.
That'd be annoying.
I can get behind that.
Okay. Oh.
He's actually really close to denying it.
He's doing really well with these DTs, though. I mean, I didn't think they were going to do this well, especially when he just scouted it.
Yeah, moving that Raven around, man. It's like TVT. You're talking about the Banshees. Like, oh, you can't possibly defend both places at once. And that's exactly what he abused.
I say it just like that, eh?
Yeah, you literally say it just like that.
Just like that.
That tech lab with Stim got repaired, right? It's not just going to, like, burn down at the last second? Okay,
yeah, it got repaired. Okay, now MMA starts making turrets. Now he knows that DTs are on the field, despite kind of seeing that Dark Shrine. That was quite a blunder by MMA, allowing that to happen.
To see it but not see it is an interesting scenario.
We have a full energy Raven,
Yeah,
though.
he can point Defense Drone to block the Photon Overcharge.
Yeah, he can. That'd be nice, actually.
Yeah, it leaves me a little bit worried that GunGFuBanda has a chance to defend against the stack. He's going to try to park himself on this ramp and catch a couple units off guard. He actually does.
So those are a couple of Marines that died. Gets a little scan on.
He's gonna do that thing where he just parks himself behind the base, and this DT runs by and dies.
You know, I think the fact that... Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, this is nice.
This is very nice, actually. Oh, auto turret.
Little auto turret, cute little turret, just chilling there.
I think with the... Oh, so he's going for a drop in the main too. I think now, if you leave a turret at home with that Widow Mine, that's totally fine for defending against DTs. I mean, who sends more than one DT at a time usually? I think that would work out quite well.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, you can start bringing that army over. But this drop in the main, this is going to be really annoying.
There's nothing to really deal with this. He stims, he's killing probes in the main base, he's going to continue to chase these forces down. MMA, even going to try to pick up a pylon, not going to unpower anything important just yet.
Wasn't quite autosys-y.
No.
But that being said,
he's still killing a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, no Photon overcharge in the main, so these medevacs get out of there. This army's still denying mining at the base. In fact, doesn't quite have vision with that medevac yet, but... Oh, there we are. Nice little scan. Pops off a few probes.
There's a gateway that's under attack.
What an unfortunate location for that gateway. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, the Viking. Auto turrets. At what point does he just break down the rocks and kill him?
I think that'll happen pretty soon. Like, when does he bring his army from his natural over? Okay, yeah, now that's happening.
Like, here he comes.
Look at that army. That's enough to kill GunGFuBanda alone.
And he did parse off a few units to go run over and eliminate that Dark Shrine.
What do you think MMA felt like when he just dropped those mules and saw those guys run into his base? Then he's like, what's that building over there?
He's like, how can I lose this game? Oh, yes, that's how.
But upon, like, he sent his army over to kill that Dark Shrine now because he's like, never want to freaking deal with those again. But upon seeing it this time, he must have been like, oh, I'm so stupid. Like, I totally saw it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That sentry just died.
Oh.
Well,
you know, this army, upon seeing those few immortals...
MMA's trying to make a GunGFuBanda sandwich with his forces on both sides here, and a Colossus comes out, but there's nothing else. GG, MMA, now up 3-1 here in the Fragbite Masters Grand Finals. What a wonky game that was. He proxied all of the tech. His Stargate,
it was a wonky
his
game.
Twilight, his Dark Shrine they were all in different places too.
Yeah.
I've seen Liquid Hero like build a whole base in a corner of the map. But
really?
this was like one of those campaign missions where it's like unlock new tech as you take over the map, and it's like you found a Dark Shrine, you found a Stargate. That was kind of the vibes I was getting.
It was rather ballsy. Like he really tried to get back into it. I mean, after the opening and how badly it went, like losing your Oracle immediately when you went for a Stargate opening, then he's gone for 4-gate blink all in.
Yeah,
which never got to happen, by the way, because MMA got into his mineral line and just denied mining for a good minute with a Widow Mine, 6 Marines, and a medevac. I mean, it went as bad as it could for GunGFuBanda.
Yeah, about as bad as possible.
Yeah, those DTs, though. And almost it was one way of GunGFuBanda trying to get back into the game, but that being said, we now have Merry-Go-Round, and spawning in the bottom side of Merry-Go-Round as our red Terran, it is Aces MMA.
One map win away from securing the $10,000 first place prize here at the Fragbite Masters StarCraft 2 tournament, and will be quite well deserved. But his opponent in the northeast, the orange Protoss, trying to swing things back. He is GunGFuBanda. What
a nifty little guy. GunGFuBanda in the finals of Fragbite Masters.
Definitely not the guy I would have picked. You know?
No, but totally deserved it. I mean, taking out Bunny and Happy.
He played some really great games, and he played a lot of actually really good mid games against those guys that prevented them from using things like the SCV pulls, which we know are all too common these days.
All too common, and he did it rather easily. And here, opening up gas first is MMA. So again, Nathaniel, a build that you're rather fond of.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
We've seen him do different things with gas first too.
Yeah, like but he hasn't done that 11 supply gas, like when the 11th SCV.
With the reactor?
Yeah. Because right now, like his barracks started, and then he started to actually mine gas, so he won't have 150. So he will open up with a Marine, which leads me to believe that once again, we're just going to see that Widow Mine opening.
I mean, it went so well for him last game, and it seems safe against the Stargate play as well, so why not?
He's learned the magical lesson I have, which is just mine drop every single game, you know? No worries, man.
No worries whatsoever. So let's see. Looks like MMA will be scouting his opponent first. What's happening on GunGFuBanda's side of the map? Is he okay? Only 2 probes on each gas thus far. That usually means that he's not going to do anything too crazy.
And nothing too cheeky just yet. There's the factory now on the way. And MMA building a Marine. So it is looking pretty damn similar to the setup that he had in the last game. Now, MMA just needs to play this one nice and clean. If he can win this game, he moves. So, like, the second place prize for this tournament is still quite nice, right? $5,400. But winning this game secures him that 10 grand. And considering the amount of money that MMA's won in the last month, that's pretty freaking awesome, actually.
It's insanely awesome. Insanely awesome. MMA just 1 map a win from taking it. And, you know, he's been playing pretty good so far, despite the 1 blip against the DTs. The Nimbus game was totally crazy, though. I didn't expect that to happen to him.
No, that's a bit uncharacteristic when you think about what you expect out of a player like him.
I love it when you get a probe.
Feels so good.
Feels so good.
It like immediately like lets you write off a lot of the fast proxy builds, because even if the Protoss wanted to proxy after you killed the probe, the time it takes to send it out, if he hasn't started the pylon yet, like you're going to be safe against whatever cheese they were going to do anyway. But in this instance, of course, we can see that that's not what's going to happen. In MMA's SCV sees that's not what's going to happen. Difference is, though, this time to Muslim, he has not built a Widow Mine. He's going to build it after the Hellion. So I was going to say, like, he's just going to go straight Hellions TVT style, but he's just going to a late mine.
So he has a Hellion out on the map, and this guy.
Oh, he's scouting for proxies too.
I mean, that's one use of the Hellion. He is fast. He's nimble. Can scout around.
He looks good doing it. You know.
And against a player that's been doing crazy stuff like GunGFuBanda, I'm not surprised that he's resorted to using the Hellion like this.
MMA and Bunny both checked like the entire map when they were playing against him.
Do you know what this is like? This is like it's like Maru.
Yeah, I've seen Maru do this too.
He would pull a few SCVs over.
Yeah, this is actually the same setup as like a regular gas versus mine drop. He just built one. Concerned about an attack coming, and there that Nexus is done. He's like, bring everything to kill this bunker. But now he's going to be dropping into the main base in just a few moments' time, and that makes things really tricky. You don't want to photon overcharge the natural in this situation.
Okay, so, I mean, if he does force an overcharge in the natural, that'd be
it'd be
awesome for
nice.
MMA. Oh, what a weird place to borrow your mine.
It'd be nice for MMA. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to bait him, but he does have enough energy to do the photon overcharge. There we go. He boosts down. But GunGFuBanda, he's not quite so foolish as to just walk into a mine. But even then, these Marines against 2 Stalkers, like if he's able to unload the medevac, he can still make some magic happen.
What's he waiting? Okay, so that Hellion's still alive. That could be a bit of a nuisance later on, but we'll see what happens here.
He deflected this drop pretty well. He's going to try to get the medevac. That's like the most important thing, I think, for the Protoss to shut down, and equally the most important thing for the Terran to keep alive, so they always have that option once they kill the Stalkers to just get out. And
sustainability for your army, too.
Yeah, he's actually getting quite close. He's getting quite close to this, but I think he's... Oh, okay, that Stalker on the right should be able to get the medevac.
Oh, man. One Stalker walked in behind enemy lines kind of thing. It should...
Ooh, okay.
I mean, he can get the medevac now, and yes, so he did get that.
Well, getting the Mothership Core is nice. Two of those Stalkers actually don't really have any health. And is that Hellion going to try to be a hero? That'd be pretty gnarly.
This Hellion trying to make magic happen, but... Oh, a few probes might die here.
MMA, so he's like, I'll get something for my money.
Any of those Stalkers? Oh,
so close.
One shot away. But so far, really good hold by GunGFuBanda. One thing that he probably didn't do as well as he could have during all... He's going to blink all in.
I think that's actually a pretty solid response to this. Like,
I think so too.
Your stim is absurdly late when you do this sort of style as a Terran versus a Protoss. And yeah, his stim has just started. It won't be done for a long, long time.
The bunker's not done at the front either. This is going to get scary real fast for MMA here.
GunGFuBanda actually has a pretty realistic chance of winning the game if he controls this properly. Like, I'm actually really concerned for MMA right now. Without that bunker, and even with just one bunker, it's pretty tricky because it's not going to lock down all the different places that these Stalkers could try to go into.
No, and nice bit of blink micro there too.
GunGFuBanda, to his credit, has had some pretty solid blinks overall whenever he's been using them for either aggressive or defensive purposes in this tournament, especially on the aggressive side, though.
Especially on the aggressive side, Nathan.
Yeah, well, it's won him quite a few games, to be fair, that we had thought he would lose. And look at this. These Marines, man, they're loitering, killing the rocks. And the Stalkers are like, well, hope you had fun with that. And the medevac, too, equally as important as any of the Marauders in here.
Oh, man. Is he just going to go up to the main? Whoa, he's really committing to this.
He's getting sandwich, kills a Marauder, trying to move the weakened Stalkers back.
That SV looked like he was a little bit too brave here. But
yeah, I love that he's actually working.
The stim.
He's working on the front, too, during all of this. Stim is going to be denied. Yes, he denies it. And with just one Marauder here, he's going to slowly blink his Stalkers out. Not a lot of burst damage. He's cleared out the bunker in the front, continuing to kill SCVs. He blinks down, and now he's like, your natural is mine.
What a horrible situation for MMA to be in. I mean, he's ain't Stalkers here. He has no stim.
Yeah, he's pulling the SCVs to try to help defend against this. Another wave of Stalkers does come in, and GunGFuBanda continuing to pick off the Terran forces. He's making it happen. Stim has only just started up once again. 2 medevacs are nice, but these Stalkers have a lot of burst damage when they reach these numbers. He can just one click on the Marauder and kill it.
Oh, man. I mean, every fight, GunGFuBanda's just keeping his Stalkers alive and just picking off units. So here, 17 SCVs down now. And GunGFuBanda, look how much money he can spend. He can start really all-inning here.
Yeah, that second base, man. He's just got so many minerals flowing in. Like, with that Observer that's been parked there so long, like, Vision. Vision, though, picks off on medevac. Okay, he loses his Observer, so getting back inside is going to be maybe a little bit tricky. But denying stim once again.
What a situation to be in for GunGFuBanda.
And the blinks are real.
The blinks are super real. He's been doing really well with this blink micro. And again, like, Stalkers are still in the main, so he doesn't have to worry about that lack of vision, or air vision at least, for the time being.
That's a really important point, because now he has to wait a little bit, maybe send a Zealot forward to tank, or just use a Stalker to bait the mine shot.
He has so many resources to use, so many minerals. His gas is very low though, but here, such a huge... Oh, that Widow Mine.
That Widow Mine, though. MMA actually just says, screw it, cancels the bunker as he's floating off into his main. He's like, yeah, I actually don't think I can defend against this anymore.
No bunkers on the high ground yet, though. Ugh.
That's quite tricky. He's trying to position the mines in a place where he won't be able to really respond to them until the mine shot is already firing. So that's nice, but without stim, this is just an absurd amount of gateway units.
Oh, this is a horrible fight.
And now he has an Observer again too, so he can pick off the mine.
And look how patiently he's Oh, whoa. Oh, okay, manages to blink away.
Actually, it killed the Observer though. That's quite funny. That splash.
That splash though. GunGFuBanda was like, yeah, I'm gonna outplay this Widow Mine here. Just takes it in the face.
Yeah, but at this point, with the number of Zealots he has, like, leading a charge up this ramp really isn't, like, it's hard for him to be constant effective.
I mean...
The 4 Marauders and the 3 medevacs, like, those are the big targets. Like, if he can pick off, like, either the Marauders or the medevacs, then this is pretty much over.
Yeah. What a situation.
Marauder count is rising. And GunGFuBanda actually takes a 3rd base behind all of this and starts a Robo Bay and a Forge upgrade. So he's just content to contain him on one base forever. He doesn't want to try to force it and throw the game. I can respect that.
That is nice. That is nice. So not fully committing anymore to this super all-in.
He scans, he's like, do you have an Observer? Can you actually see what's up here?
Yeah, that's curious. And MMA, floating his orbital somewhere.
He's like, I need to drop some mules outside of my base. I'm running out of money here. I'm running out of moolah.
This 4G medevac right here.
He's going to try to be a hero. Oh! Dun, 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 dun. Oh, boost
This
is out.
usually ends badly.
The boost is out.
This usually ends very badly for the Terran.
MMA moving down his ramp as all of this happens, by the way. Does kill both mines and the medevac, and here come the bio. Stim is getting close to finishing up, too, so we still need to keep in mind that this army will still Shrek GunGFuBanda is with Stim.
Wait, what does GunGFuBanda have in his main base? Does he have a mothership core still?
Does he have a mothership core? I'm actually not sure.
No.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
yes,
he does. But it only has energy for 1 photon overcharge, so it was rebuilt very late, and that means his drop can actually do quite a bit now that Stim is finishing.
Well, Stalkers are out on the map here, so GunGFuBanda really didn't anticipate this drop at all.
Yeah, there's the photon overcharge. He just picks up. He's like, bye-bye.
That was nice focus fire on the sentry, by the way. Just picks up the sentry.
So MMA actually is pretty close in army supply. It looks like he's way down on supply, but that's also because of workers. And now he drops the mule hammer on his natural. He's like, I've finally gotten it back.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, that was actually not bad. Picking off one of the medevacs.
So GunGFuBanda gets out of there, doesn't want the rest of the army to meet up with those forces and lose all his stalkers. That would be a crappy way to lose the game. Ooh. Always good blinks by GunGFuBanda, keeping all his units alive. And MMA kind of pressuring here, and quite a decent army he has too. But, that being said, time is totally against him here.
Yeah, this is tricky because now that the Colossi are coming out and he's going to have 2, like, this is just a big army, and especially with that +1 attack, like, he's going to kill MMA's forces very quickly when they engage. So I think MMA's goal here has got to be to try to drag this one out, despite the fact that he's playing 2 bases with a late second base to a 3-base Protoss. I'm actually not sure what he does. Like, MMA, I know he's the kind of guy that can make it happen, but at this point, I just kind of have to wait and see.
I mean, MMA... Have you seen a player come back from, like, horrible situations? Yes, you have. And is MMA capable of that?
He's one of those guys that do make it happen, though.
He certainly is, but this is one of those situations where GunGFuBanda, this game so far, hasn't really made a mistake. And also, he solidified his position by just teching up so well. I mean, he's getting charged, he's got 50 supply ahead, and upon seeing this 3rd base, I can't imagine that MMA will be happy.
No, that's one of those moments where you're just like, I actually don't have anything that can deal with this.
Sets up a drop as well, going around the left side of the map here.
Yeah, but he can just defend this with... Like, he's going to try to just push this away with his warp-ins. The real question is, can he actually break MMA? And I think the answer's got to be yes. Okay,
I mean,
well, taking some hits like that from the mines, that's one way to you know, things go bad. But those medevacs, they need to start distracting him, actually. Like, he needs this drop not just to, like, deal damage, but he needs it to start focusing the attention of GunGFuBanda elsewhere. And he recalls to the main. Oh, because that drop on the right side. So the 3rd base is actually completely exposed. This medevac gets snapped up, but that 3rd, I think it might actually be able to kill this off.
I think so. 3 medevacs worth of bio. I mean...
And he immediately loads another drop that he's going to probably send off to that main base once again.
Nice.
That is a very interesting way for this to happen, because GunGFuBanda, like, does immediately restart a 3rd on the right side. But, is he going to lose this? He actually needs to get out with this. Like, he waited for the...
He waited for the blink, then he loads up.
That's smart.
That was smart. So that force lives to see another day. Here, though, little drop in the main base.
Yeah, I mean, this is what MMA usually does with his drops. It's just slowly pick you.
Pylon.
Yeah, I'm powering all them gateways. And just one Colossus, like, attacking the Marauder and not even the Marines. Like, it actually doesn't kill him. And he has... Oh, the drops on the top left side actually get caught by the Stalkers.
Ooh.
That's a really big pickup. That right there, I think he just dropped like 20 supply.
That is a huge pickup.
Now I'm really worried for Megan.
Yeah, I mean, MMA, he's been in a terrible situation for a long time now. He's only just kind of caught up to a decent amount of SVs, which is 39, but he's still against the 64 of GunGFu. And here, just a couple of Marauders on the left side of the map. Sure, you can pick off a few buildings with that, but right now, if GunGFuBanda just chooses to go... And MMA, he's just buying so much time with this. You can really see that he knows what he has to do, which is buy time. But
you know, he's stalling. He's just stalling and stalling and stalling. But how long can you hide from fate to Muslim?
You know, we'll see. We'll see how long GunGFuBanda allows him to hide. And, you know, MMA's taken decent little trades around the map, which is kind of funny. Like, you can tell that MMA is a truly quality player here. And is that a 2nd Templar Archives being added for GunGFu? I think he already made one, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So
you can tell he's still a bit nervous.
Some nerves kicking in here for GunGFuBanda, but with this army marching out across the map,
he's like, I actually can end this game. Please die.
And what an army to end it with too. This is an army that won't get defeated by anything that MMA has, and he's just marching on in.
Yep.
He's just absolutely wrecking it. MMA's like, nope, actually, I'm just not going to fight your army, so you can have fun over there. I'm going to run all the way over. He loses his natural command center. The third base will get sniped once again, but this is still a 2-base Protoss with a 2K, 1K bank. That's maxed.
Now, what's the situation that MMA can actually win here? Well,
he has to force a base trade. He has to kill the next eye.
He has to try and get a draw.
Yeah, he can only try to force a draw, and most of his buildings are actually not in a good position for this.
That's quite a lot that MMA has back at home, but against an army like this, he's not trading efficiently whatsoever, so we'll get cleaned up. Bought himself a little bit of time to float away his orbital, but his orbital just floated to where his third should be. So GunGfu sees this.
MMA has 0 SCVs on the map, and he has no floating buildings near dead air. Is there even, how many spots are there really where you can even hide buildings?
Bottom left.
Bottom left, okay, yeah. Top left, I guess, probably too, and that right center position.
Yeah, with that ring around the map, like the wall. Oh, MMA calls GG, so GG. MMA leads 3-2 against GunGFuBanda, but GunGFuBanda bringing it back with some pretty nifty Stalker play, and
it did exactly what it needed to do.
This is one of those moments where, you know all those Protosses that whine about Terran, like, oh, it's so freaking hard? And
this is the stuff of my nightmares.
Yeah, I mean, this is the stuff that I complain about, where I'm like, man, is Blink Stalker all-inning me? It's like Oracle all-inning me, like just some crazy all-ins, but it's working. And, you know, this is the third Terran this tournament that he's kind of doing it too, and these aren't bad Terrans either. This is Happy, Bunny, MMA.
You're like, who's the last Protoss that MMA beat in a major offline tournament? And the first player that comes to mind, yeah, I would never want to play this guy on ladder. I would pull my hair out. And look at this. We were just talking about it.
Oh,
Proxy Reno.
GunGFuBanda is the kind of guy that gets Protoss nerfed. He's the reason that people hate Protoss.
No, GunGFuBanda is the guy that makes our chat full of that Protoss with like the little TM next to it.
Oh, yeah.
I think actually it's Protoss with money signs now because SOS apparently did these types of builds to beat MKP this morning.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
He just cheesed out MKP?
He cheesed him out.
Man. Freaking Protoss every
Spoiler
time.
Spoiler alert, I guess. I didn't get to see the matches, but it was all over Reddit. The chat man, Protoss.
But anyhow, to introduce these players, it is Foxtrot Labs, Acer, MMA. Swatting bottom left. Kind of did it a bit bad, but...
Dat MMA, though, and his opponent in the top right, who's bringing that proxy train, is GunGFuBanda.
Man, and if we look on the minimap straight away, GunGFuBanda doing what he did against Happy in one of the games, which was King Si Zhong. Happy scouted it straight away, fortunately enough for him, but MMA's going for a CC first as well. Oh my god.
My feel box.
Fortune favors the bold.
That's true. As the Viking would say.
And GunGFuBanda, you know, I thought GunGFuBanda was going to get wrecked in this final. In fact, I thought he was going to get wrecked this tournament.
That was going to get Tyrannosaurus wrecked, man.
He came to the table to play with the big boys, man, and he's playing with the big boys.
What was it we said when he proxied against Happy Man? He's come out. He's put his balls on the table. He has no fear, no shame whatsoever.
You know, Harstem said something one time, but I'm going to say it here. Like, I don't know how GunGFuBanda sits with balls that big. Like, holy crap, look what he's doing right now. This is not getting scouted. And when he sees that he's against CC first, oh my god.
You're rolling the dice, and he just got his snake eyes right here, man. This is some wild nonsense.
Like, if MMA survives...
That's truly impressive.
It's truly impressive. Like, what's GunGFuBanda thinking about here?
He hasn't even started a cybernetics core yet, by the way. So he's just going to use these zealots, probably force a cancel in the command center. Unless he's going to wait, like, build 3 zealots and then...
He's going to run in with 2. That's what he did against Happy.
I'd like to see him run in with 2, because he needs to stop this command center from finishing.
Wait, he's waiting for a third? Okay.
He needs to stop this command center from finishing.
I mean, if he stops the command center from finishing, upon seeing this, he's kind of like... He just... What?
Oh, okay. That SCV, he might actually finish it.
It might finish it.
It's dancing around. That's actually quite nice, because MMA supply blocked at the moment.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and now MMA actually can build units, so this is actually a really big deal. If he hadn't done that, he would have been really hard supply blocked. SCVs actually get a surround, but the Zealot has his back up to a wall, so the SCVs can't fully surround it, which allows them to actually get something done. The Marines taking some damage, and pulling these SCVs against 2 Zealots, a lot of them already injured, is not what you want to do.
You know, this actually went about as good as it could for MMA, given the situation that he was in. He's got a bunker.
He got that bunker up as soon as he realized that there was nothing in GunGFuBanda's base.
Oh, some nice micro by MMA trying to keep these SCVs alive.
But that Stalker is going to be out reasonably soon, so I think at this point, like, with the Zealots. I don't think he's going to be able to get too much more done because of that bunker. However, he can get to work in this command center a little bit, try to just hold this ramp. And the Stalker is what's really going to open up some opportunities for him to try to micro his way through this one. He's killed 5 SCVs, and he has a worker lead, so it's not like game over just yet, but he does have a gateway and pylon in his opponent's base.
Yes, he does, and now MMA is relying on pulling SCVs to hold off this little push, and these Zealots do very... Oh, nice bit of micro by MMA.
He's trying to use the Stalker to target fire down the Marines behind the SCVs, and he did kill another handful, but the bunker will finish. And there are 2 orbital commands, and if there's one thing that we know in StarCraft 2, it's that a lot of us, we praise the mule.
I feel that GunGFuBanda...
He's going blink.
Well, he went 3 gateways, then Twilight Council, which is kind of a weird order to do it. Because
yeah, that's true. Well, he's just like, man, I want to 4-gate you, and then when you think the 4-gate's done, I hit you again.
I think that's really backward. I mean, realistically, you want to make your gateway units as strong as possible for this kind of push, but you know, I guess he's just relying on trying to get out a good amount of units very quick. Gets a Nexus now? Nathan, what's going on?
Nothing he does really seems to make sense, but to say that it doesn't work would be wrong.
I mean...
So, I'm really not sure anymore to Muslim, because he scouted this, so he's like, Are you cheesing me or not? Like, make up your mind, boy.
Let's look at the situation at hand here. So, oh, is he going to kill the Stalker?
Oh, that's a nice pickup.
That's a nice, very nice pickup.
And then he's got the gateway and the pylon here. So actually, he wasn't going to 4-gate him at all. He was just like, I'm going to lose this gateway, so let's get back to 3.
What is happening? I mean, GunGFuBanda's playing so strange. This opening could have went better. I mean, he could have cancelled the SCV a bit earlier on the CC first, but he kind of expected to be up against a Reaper, I think.
Yeah.
That's why he kind of waited a little bit. But, you know, what kind of situation are we in now? The game's kind of reset a little bit. But MMA, 5 racks.
Yeah, he's getting ready to just pile on the pressure. Important things to note, though, is his stem is so far away. Blink will be done well ahead of it, and that means that with good control, which we've seen from GunGFuBanda quite often in this tournament, he could make it happen. By the way, he is going to go back up to 4 gateways.
Oh, I mean... Wow, okay, GunGFuBanda, you are crazy.
He's a madman.
His pro production hasn't been too great, because, I mean, at one point in this game, it was like 23-12, and now it's 26-23, which kind of makes me think that GunGFuBanda isn't so decisive with what he's doing. There's quite a few Stalkers out and about now, and Blink is very soon done.
The only thing he doesn't really have is the high ground vision, so he needs to be careful with how he moves forward here. Okay, there's the Blinks, and he's like, yeah, actually, I'm just going to target down your Marines and just blink away.
Wow.
He has some sick blink control.
He certainly does, and not one Stalker died in that engagement. Picked off a good few units, and you know he's going to return very soon. And
he's the guy that makes Blink seem unfair. He's so good with it.
Man.
Like, this is really gnarly, because now without the bunker, without Stim, he has the range advantage. He's going to force him back onto 1 base again.
I mean, what a situation to be in. And
dude, I think we've been bullying Protoss players too long, because this has just started to happen everywhere lately, man. I think we've gone too far to Muslim. He's picking off a lot. Mothership Core still keeping an eye on
Is he doing it?
He's making it happen.
He's making it happen.
Only one Marauder left. He's got access to the tech labs. They're both exposed. He could cancel combat shot. He could cancel stim. Cancel the everything. There's the time warp on this army. And if there's one thing that we know he's going to do, it's not mess up his blinks.
Oh my god, and he isn't messing up this blink. He's got high ground vision, not lost a Stalker yet in this engagement. Everything dying for MMA. Blinks on him.
What?
Man. And MMA gets a scan on, sees the natural, and GG is called. It is 3-3 between these players, Nathanius. And if this was BlizzCon, he'd have just won the match 3-2. And GunGFuBanda... Oh my god. You blink Stalker all in one of the best players on the planet, and you've done it a few times now, and you get that little cheeky smile going off. It's
my goodness.
Yeah, blinked him, man.
Our admin's like, okay, man, we gotta make sure you don't have like robot hands or something with this blink control that you have, because it doesn't really seem human anymore.
And May just walks away.
He's like, I just need a second, guys.
I'm disgusted, guys.
I just need a second there, because keyboard's about to be broken in half. So,
man, but you know, Blink kind of said that he expected a 4-3, and he was kind of joking around.
Blink, well, you know, yeah, I have to say, you know, after talking to Blink,
you know, I'll give it my shot. like my best shot. I'm not the favorite here at all.
He's like, I already won some money just for making top 4. I'm happy just to be here. His opponent, man, our red Terran player in the Southwest, who's currently tied 3-3 after starting with a 1-0 lead. He is MMA.
Wowza.
To think that MMA started with a 1-0 advantage, like, and it's come this close is really gnarly. Tip of the hat to this gentleman in the Northeast, the Orange Protoss, GunGFuBanda.
Man, this is... what a situation to be in. MMA, he's against this young lad that he had no trouble against in the past. And by past, I mean within the last week, so he kind of owned him a few times. But now, on the brink of getting knocked out in a tournament against him, 3-3 in the final. What do you think anymore? So MMA resorting back to his 12 racks, 12 gas, something very, very standard, very safe. Ooh, I like that decision. I like that decision.
Yeah, you gotta play it safe. I think it's always interesting. We talk about online tournaments, and you know this is the first time that the Fragbite Masters has had the final offline. And there's people out there when it comes to online tournaments that like to talk about things like, oh, the delay, people living in different, countries, latency issues, things like that. Both players are here live, and GunGFuBanda has a tied series 3-3 against MMA. He has had to claw his way from, you mentioned it earlier, losing every single map that he's played against MMA in the upper bracket match, then playing in yesterday's group stage of the finals. And here today, even still, like it hasn't been perfect for him. He's lost 2 maps, but picking up 3 is something that nobody would have predicted. I cannot imagine there's anyone today that's like, oh yeah, Fragbite Masters, he's GunGFuBanda is going to beat MMA or even take a map off him, let alone 3.
I'm surprised by everything that's happened.
Especially since MMA totally could have watched those games against Bunny too.
I mean, but what if you watch them though? Like, what does it really tell you? It tells you that this guy's capable of anything, which it's been showcased in pretty much every series with GunGFuBanda, and he's brought different recipes to the table too. Like, he's played greedy, he's played aggressive, he's played 1 base, he's played fast 3 bases. Like, he's done a lot of different stuff. So even if you watch his games, all it tells you is, hey, this guy's capable of anything, so I need to play in exceptionally safe. But maybe when I play safe, he's going to take a 3rd base really quickly.
Is this that game where GunGFuBanda just does that? Gets the fast 3rd base, gets his forge up fast, and plays with crazy zealot armies?
Wait, we haven't talked about what's actually happening in this game. Or, I mean, not that crazily. So we have a factory opening after the reactor.
Yeah, okay.
Which means, hey, MMA's probably going to be doing some drop stuff.
Mine drop play.
Yeah. With that, you see, I remember, was it Polt doing that first that kind of revolutionized that style? I remember when he was the only Terran that could beat Protoss.
It's been happening for a while, though.
Well, this is back at, like, Katowice.
Yeah.
When he was, in fact, was it Katowice?
I think it goes back even further than that.
I remember he was in a tournament and he was like 2-2 against Rain. And it was like, whoa, Polt's the only guy that can beat Protoss at this point in time. And he was doing builds like this. But what does this build allow you to do? Well, as a Terran player, whoa, his minerals are getting very high. MMA, okay. I was kind of worried about him making like a 3rd CC. I was like,
oh, he was just switching over to build some Hellions.
Whoa.
Is he just going to have these Hellions run by? I think so. And then he's just going to move that barracks onto the reactor. Just like, but how many Hellions does he build?
Starport's coming onto the field, by the way. So does he make 2 Hellions or does he wait for 4? So if you lose 1, you can still one-shot probes.
Yeah, this Stargate actually, without a starport on the map, he actually has very limited marine production.
Yeah. I mean, by the time this Oracle hits, he might only have 5 Marines on the field.
That natural is completely exposed.
I haven't seen a build like this by MMA, by any Terran before, by the way. And these Hellions, these could deal a little bit of damage, but what we have on the other side of the map for GunGFuBanda...
I mean, a Stalker and a Mothership Core handle this.
Twilight Council coming down too. Is that proxied as well?
Yes.
Oh, man. Okay. These Hellions are going to deal quite a bit of damage here for MMA. So the probes are pulled reasonably late here. They're lining up. Great shots.
Not bad. 6 probes really hurting the economy here.
7
Getting
probes.
7th probe.
I mean, what a trade here. But the Oracle has been revealed. 5
Oracle
SCVs
killed
down
5
straight away.
SCVs. Yep, and he can delay the starport. Not bad. If there's one thing that he's going to need as well, it's going to be this blink upgrade. So, important things to note. Stim has started significantly earlier than in any of the other games that MMA has played. So he will have, and when I say early, I mean relative to blink. So he will have the ability to use that to defend. And he'll also have his medevacs out pretty fast too. So I don't think he's completely out of it here.
Do you think GunGFuBanda's just going to all in? I mean, we have 2 extra gateways on the way. If that number increases, and that probe's sitting around ready to make another gateway or so,
Yeah, this is...
I mean, okay, the reason it's sitting around...
with stim and double mine production, I don't think that this situation is as bad for MMA as it was in the last game. Like, he will have stim for once.
Double Widow mine production as well, so, you know, he's going to have stim. He can get out a pretty decent army against Blink Stalkers pretty quickly. But GunGFuBanda, man, what a player to play against. This is not comfortable for MMA at all. And, you know, he's not mining from his natural here. He's only 6 harvesters behind, which is pretty fine, but 5 gateways on the way for GunGFuBanda at this point in time.
Oh, boy. So this is going to be a really, really big Blink Stalker push. Now, if he can beat MMA with stim and a medevac or 2, oh my goodness, okay, well, he just sees this medevac flying by. So not a bad time to drop a forge. Or just catch the medevac. Oh, okay, he's just turning around.
I like that he turned around there.
Yeah, that...
and he's seen the pylon being made, so he knows he's getting all in.
Very, very important here. These stalkers... Okay, he has blinks. Dodging stuff shouldn't be hard. He's gonna... Yeah, he does force him to build a forge. He knows the mines are back. Or at least there's a mine there.
No super-duper forward pylon here, though. I mean, there is that one at the third, or kind of third base of MMA.
Yeah. Oh, no!
Oh!
That's unfortunate.
That was the Oracle that died?
Yep.
Wow, that's huge.
That's pretty big. Now those mines can actually cut off reinforcements. And
MMA knows what he's against here.
Yep, MMA has stim. He's got 3 medevacs too, so stimming won't like kill him completely. There's the time warp in the mothership core.
If he can get that, that's huge.
That mine. Okay, well that was almost really bad.
That was anticlimactic, that mine.
Yeah, I was expecting something.
Oh, that mine in the main base though, I love that.
Yeah, you blink up and you will immediately take shots.
Yeah. So mines scattered around the map now.
MMA is like, this is how I handle this. He's like, enough of this nonsense. If he had killed those mines earlier, he could have had a much...
Oh, that was a nice bait.
Yeah. Just trying to keep these units from firing, and then he can bring the Oracle over to pick them off.
Okay. So the Widow mines are dead now.
He can play ball a little bit more.
We have a bunker at the front, but this Stalker army is getting pretty big. But MMA, I think he's handling this about as well as he can.
Yeah, MMA has... Like, aside from the Oracle, which really, I think the Oracle did a pretty solid job with the way that he opened up, like, he's handled this particular phase of the game much better than the others.
He's going to try and go for the... he's in the main.
He's a madman.
But MMA... Oh, he got a shot off too. This is a lot of damage being done.
Yeah, this peeling off those shields really allows him to actually kill the Stalkers. He's going to blink away, and that's quite painful for him. What is he going to do now? Starts +1 attack. He takes his gas and his natural expansion. MMA doesn't look like he's going to be broken, and he's going to take a third base.
Man, what a hold by MMA. Also, blinking into the main there. Blink was on cooldown, then he took a Widowmine shot, so all the shields are killed.
Yep.
Dark Shrine thrown down as well for GunGFuBanda.
Killed the bunker and blinked away.
This boy has no shame.
Nope, none
and, you know,
at all.
It's serving him really well. But, I mean, like, this game, he is really far behind, guys. He's actually behind in workers at this point against a Terran player who's got mules and such available. In fact,
he's got a Dark Shrine, but that's like, you know, that's your desperation Dark Shrine right there.
You know the Dark Shrine, too, when you've seen that your opponent's made... Like, you kind of forced out missile turrets because you went for the Oracle. So he already has those missile turrets in place in his mineral lines. It's probably not the best play to go for at this point in time, but I guess he's just hoping for something, hanging on a prayer here.
Yeah, he's like, please stop running towards me, stop.
Oh, those Marauders focusing down at low health there.
And MMA is like, no, I'm actually just going to continue to chase you down. He's like, yeah, Revelation, be scared, be afraid, don't attack me. Oh, actually picking up medevacs. Cheeky.
I mean, that was a bit funny.
Dark Shrine's about to finish up, by the way.
MMA moving out across the map. Good production going down for him, by the way. 4th and 5th barracks, 3rd CC on the way. He's kind of gearing up for Colossi.
Does GunGFuBanda like try to bait this attack and then use defensive DTs? There's one scan down, so is he going to try to warp an aggressive 3 Dark Templar? Does he know about the missile turrets? He's going to, oh, look at that rally. He's like, run in, kill it, and then kill you.
Then fun times. Okay, so MMA's not taking this lightly.
Yeah, look, that Photon Overcharge. He does not want to get swatted down too quickly.
Oh.
I
mean, they got shot at.
And he kills the missile turret. SCVs could just start dropping left and right, and they do.
Oh my gosh. Does he have a scan?
What?
Does he have a scan? I don't think he has a scan.
Okay, there's one scan. Get out of there.
Build turret instantly. Okay. Oh my god, these DTs. They're running back.
No. Oh, that's... That was anticlimactic.
That's rather unfortunate.
That could have done so much. Like, for 3 Dark Templar, 11 SCVs, and maybe a Marine or 2, I'm not entirely convinced that was what he was looking for. Plus 2 attack has started for MMA as well, so his army is beefy.
You know, GunGFuBanda failed the all-in. He's taking shots from this Widowmine too. I think he's killed a good couple of Stalkers here, but but now he's on 3 bases, very decent probe count. What is happening? Like, it doesn't look terrible for him, but MMA, he needs to do something fast because
I still feel like MMA's army should win in a head-to-head fight.
I mean, he's way ahead in army supply, but he's just being scared of his opponent. But upon seeing those DTs, you have to realize, hey, with the amount of gas that he spent on Stalkers and the amount of gas that he spent on that DT tech and search and the Oracles, and he's got a 3rd base, and yeah, a big scan goes down here, so he sees that, hey, there's no Colossi in that mix. He can't be worrying too much, and even if there was, he's got Vikings on the field.
Yeah.
Pulls that Archon away with the Stalkers.
Archon, always nice to have against armies like this, but can he actually hold? He has a DT mixed in too. And here he comes. He's going to come in here, clicks on that Nexus. He's like, yeah, I'm not really scared of your Photon Overcharge. My army is massive. But can he even hold this natural?
I'm not sure. This is a huge block of bio, and with no real true AoE to deal with it, and no Photon Overcharge here too. Great position for MMA.
Yeah, his army continuing to batter down this front door, and you know, this is not a position that GunGFuBanda can afford to give up. His Archon stuck behind the Immortals, and the Immortals being targeted down. The Stalkers aren't going to kill this army. Mules being dropped for MMA in the face of DTs being warped in on his army, saying, get out. But GunGFuBanda not giving up just yet. He guess he doesn't have any scans now.
GG.
But there's the GG.
What a way to take it as well. I've had enough of your crap. I'm going to mana mill you. But, man, GunGFuBanda really took it to MMA, and for a while there, it looked kind of scary. What a series.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty entertaining Terran vs Protoss. Not the match we expected. So 4-3 victory for MMA as he, is the Fragbite. I just had like this burp that came. As he is the Fragbite Masters Season 3 champion, at least for StarCraft 2, and that is pretty awesome. MMA will pocket $10,000. Not bad.
And GunGFuBanda